All right, so you guys can all see me just fine? Cool? Excellent, excellent. Okay. All right. Let's share my screen. I'm going to talk about it a little bit on support resistance. I'm going to show you some trades that we did. Okay, let me just reply to this. Thank you. Okay. Cool. All right, I'm going to talk about some trades that I did. This sell that I did while we were in this webinar, that exit that I did while we were in this webinar. We'll talk about these trades as well, revolving around support and resistance. Now, there's a lot more that goes behind any single trade, but we're going to touch base on the topic of purely support and resistance. Does that make sense? Is that okay for you guys? Yeah? Let me open up the chat box so I can see your messages as well. Now, one of the things that we do, for those of you guys who do not know me, my name is Navin Prithiani. I am the brown guy on the internet, the original brown guy. Okay, the one and only. I'm as brown as they come. And I have a nice accent so you guys can understand me. I do not talk like this, so do not worry. I will talk to you normally. Okay? So let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's open up the charts. Let me open up the bear. I'll open up webinar actually. Okay. Let's bring this up to an hourly chart. Okay, everyone see my chart? Okay, let's talk about certain things. Today's topic is about support and resistance. Now, the whole concept of, from what you see from the title is, what is wrong with support and resistance? You've always seen some of my old webinars, right? Where we talk about the way to do support and resistance well. So there's a whole bunch of webinars from me on YouTube going all the way back to 2009, talking about all these things. But today, I want to touch base on something more important. What is wrong with support and resistance? Okay, what do you think is wrong with support and resistance? Okay, Elmer, you're saying, can you see what I'm writing? Absolutely, I can see it. Okay, those of you, whatever you guys type, I can see it, no one else can. Okay, that way you can speak freely and not worry about it. Okay, support resistance, sometimes it works, it's always changing. Okay, so let me draw something and you tell me. Is this support resistance? Okay, I'm going to help you guys with this a little bit today. Is this support resistance? How about this? Okay, so I've drawn multiple lines on my screen. I'm getting multiple answers. Okay, I'm getting multiple answers saying yes, saying no. Some people are saying one of them must be a yes, the rest must be no. Right? So everyone gets all that saying, okay, so now let's go into what's wrong with it. What is wrong with it? And are they all support and resistance, or are they not support and resistance? Let's go into the whiteboard. I want to show you something really important. Let me do this and open up the whiteboard for you guys. Here we go. Let me open up the chat so I can see your messages. Okay, cool. I'm going to draw a circle. Let me know if you can see it. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Okay. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Now, when the markets are going up and up and up, okay, when the markets are going up and up and up and up, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? We're looking at an uptrend. Correct? Now, rather than just drawing lines anywhere, what is the purpose of these lines? If I draw a line below me, what's the purpose for that line? We're looking for a reaction. Good. Possible support. A place where the buy can come in again from. Okay, so you're not just drawing lines, you're trying to identify what is this line for? What is this line for? Sounds simple enough, right? It's like, seriously, Navin, you're going to tell me how to draw a line now? No, it's actually as simple as it is. It's very unusual that the normal person doesn't understand this. It's really weird that way. Okay, so what is the purpose of that line? So here we go. Here we go. I'm going to ask you guys one thing. What are the 3 different states of the market? Okay. This I drill into all of your heads over and over again in every webinar, so that way you know. We have trend, we have channel, we have range. Okay. So far, so good? These are the 3 states. Okay. All right. Now, in this whole process, if you have a range and that range breaks above, if it breaks above slowly, can you tell me if this is going to turn into a trend or is this going to turn into a channel? How do I know it's going to hold here or it's going to turn into a channel and come here? Your whole support and resistance theory depends on it. Okay? If you sit here and you buy that, you're going to unnecessarily be stopped out. If you sit here and you buy that, you might be okay. So far, so good? Everyone with me? Let me ask you this one more question going forward. Here we go. What if the price comes down like this? He's at your support now. How many in this room, honestly speaking, would say, oh, that's a probe on top. Don't buy it. You sell it. You see? That causes a confusion in the brain, right? It has nothing to do with support and resistance right now. The whole context is messing with your brain of saying, probes are supposed to mean a false move up. That means it must be down. But when he moved up, it means the buyers are ready, but I need a better price. So he's going to come down towards the channel and then I'll buy it. Wait, what's the right answer? Do you guys understand that? So now can I ask you guys one thing? I'll ask you guys one thing. Whether I draw my line here saying that's my support and resistance there, or I draw a line here saying that's my support and resistance there, can we answer it simply by drawing it? Or must you read the market? You must read the market. Simply drawing a line does not make you a pro. That makes you a beautiful line drawer. That's all it is. Okay, you're not going to end up on the museum next to Van Gogh saying, oh, look at that beautiful line. Mwah. No, who cares? You know, who cares about the line? It's not about the line. It's about what do you do with that line? Is it useful or will it not work? And we probably go for the other one. Okay, so you can draw lines all across your screen, but which line is useful? So far, so good? Yeah. Some of you guys who are talking about getting into the room is packed right now. Okay, the room is packed right now, so you might not be able to get in. There is a limitation of 1,000 people into this room, so if you can get in, I'm sorry about that if you're watching this recording, but those of you guys who are in, congratulations. All right, cool. So now, very well said, one of you guys said, it's the $1 million question, which line is it? Let's take it further. The movement goes up, the movement goes up, the movement goes up. Okay, let's take it back to the basic logic of trading. Okay, if the prices are crashing down, let's say Bitcoin, for example, if the prices are crashing, can you tell me in this design that you see, whether it's Bitcoin, Forex, Indian stock market, Japanese stock market, Nigerian stock market, what is the best place to buy? Can you tell me that? The bottom, okay? So hear me out. Yes, this is the best place to buy, but many people might say, I'm not sure if I can get that. What's the next best place to buy? High or low? What's the next best place to buy? Next high or low? What's the next best? But notice the words I'm using: next best, next best, next best, which means it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Do you guys agree? Now, here we go. Prices are up here, and I get an S&R there, support resistance here. Do you want to buy it? Go back to the reading mentality. Read the markets. Don't just draw stuff. Read the markets. If people began buying from here, if any of you guys were in that buy from down here, are you not looking to soon cash out if he's slowing down on the way up? You're looking to get out, right? But anyone who's simply drawing a support resistance is basically saying, why don't you give me your shares? Why don't you give me your coins? I'll buy it from here, thinking it will go up even higher. That's not trading. That's investing. That's basically saying the buy should go up until it goes through my screen, through the neighbors upstairs, and all the way to the moon, beyond the moon into Venus. Like, come on, man. What logic is this? It's not trading anymore. Trading is get in right, get out right. Repeat. Get in right, get out right. Repeat. Get in right, get out right. Repeat. Trading is not, it's a good price. Let me buy it and let's hold on until I get white hair. That's not trading. So far, so good? Fundamental logic of trading, people do not understand. They all get in thinking, now today's the day I make $1 million. Why in one trade? It's not happening in one trade. Stop trying to make one trade into the winner. Does that make sense? Okay, so everyone understand this reading concept part? So let me ask you this. I draw that same thing now, okay? Here we go. The best price is on the bottom, like you guys all told me. Prices start to go up. You have multiple lines of S&R that you can draw. Correct? But you can decide to say, I don't want that one. Maybe that one, preferably that one. Why? Because this whole movement that's gone up, I would prefer a discount, please. I would prefer a discount because that's how I shop in real life. I don't go to the Rolls-Royce store and saying, how much is the car? 300,000? No. Tell me when it's 500,000 and then I'll buy it. Who does that? It's always give me a better price and I'm in. Right? No one goes to the store and says, this apple is too cheap today. I want to come back when this apple is super expensive and then I'll buy two. Come on. Right? Basic logic. Right? Like, it's what we do in real life, but we don't do it in the markets. I don't know why. It's very confusing. Right? Does that make sense? Everyone understand the concept of give me a discount? Now, if you have a tough time saying give me a discount because you feel like, oh, I don't want to sound cheap, that's a whole different problem. That's a psychological problem. But no one can see you in the market. It's like, you don't need to look cheap in the market. No one knows who you are. Be cheap as you can. Be cheap as hell. That's what you want to do in the markets. Be super, super cheap. Does that make sense? Do not be afraid to be cheap. Frugal. Yes, that's the right word. Be frugal. Okay. So far, so good. Everyone with me? Let's take it a step further. Okay. Now, you guys understand you can draw a line anywhere, right? So this thing can go up. Let me ask you this. Once he comes down like this, and he gets to a deeper price that you would like, what happens to the people who bought here? Stopped out, right? This is the time when you get that guy from Simpsons. What is that guy's name? Nelson. You just hear that sound. Like it's like people wrongfully buying at the wrong time, right? it's like, okay, it's you got in wrong-footed. You got wrong-footed. You got trapped. Okay, and they're forced to sell at a worse price because they have to liquidate because they over-leveraged. Do you guys understand the concept of over-leverage? Okay, let me explain to you in a very, very simple terms of over leveraged. Here's what happens. And I want you to tell me which industry this happens in. Okay, ready? Let me tell you something. Someone buys here, makes money, cha-ching. Now they get a good deal again to make that money again. Are they gonna trade smaller size or bigger size? Bigger. They make more money. Once they make more money, they see a discount. Are they gonna trade smaller size, bigger size? They make super more money up here as they over leverage. Now they take loans from the bank saying, I don't want to buy 3 houses cash. I want to buy 3 houses cash plus 4 houses that the bank has given me a loan from. The market is going up. I must buy. Can you tell me which industry this happens in? One person has answered it correctly, Mr. Andrej. All markets, every single industry. When someone gets the taste of that money, they lose control. They want more and more and more because there's no goals in their mind. How much is good? As much as possible. How much is that? Doesn't matter. Keep it coming. That's incorrect way of thinking. So over leveraging gets a huge amount of buyers stuck over here. So if that's a huge amount of buyers there, a lot of buyers who get crushed, is there more money up here or is there more money here? On the top? Let's take a step back a minute. Wait a minute. What you guys are telling me right now is this support and resistance line is more important than this one? Well, what do you know? I didn't answer that question. You did. And that is correct. That support resistance line up there is far more superior than the ones that are getting lower and lower and lower. What is, if the market is going down, what is the best place to sell? At the top. What's the next best place to sell? Lower high, and then it gets worse as it goes down. Does that make sense? How many of you guys had an aha moment right there? I am not changing anything that you have in your mind. I'm pointing you in the right direction. This is stuff you know naturally. Naturally, you know this. All we have to do is change your perception. Support resistance on its own is useless. If you read it a little bit, you bring in a little bit price action to it, things start to make sense and saying, that SNR is good. That SNR down there, horrible. Aha. So far, so good? Okay, shall I go deeper? Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. You guys got this. Let's go deeper. If at any point you get lost or something like that, be like, listen, brown man, I'm getting confused. Step it back a little bit, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this now. In the move up, the whole concept was when the markets are going down, okay, when the markets are going down, we want to buy, right? Because we know the overall flow is up. If we know the overall flow is up, it's an uptrend, okay, like from a higher time frame or whatever. Let's say the daily is in an uptrend, and you're on the 60 minutes and you're trying to buy. Well, you don't want to buy up in this zone, right? Like up in that sky. I'll tell you now, we'll talk about the topic of today is what is wrong with support and resistance. And I'm going to show you right now. And I want you to tell me honestly, everyone in here, if you've made this mistake. Ready? Prices are coming down. And we say, that's support and resistance. Get ready to buy. How many of you guys say that's a good support and resistance? Okay, I see yeses and nos. I'm going to share something with you today that will help you remove your mind from this. When you are going down, every step of the way, you must look left. When he's going down, who's to his left? That guy. You have support here. When he's going down, who's to his left? That guy. You cannot go through him. You can't go through him. Does that make sense? Do not go through him. There's a wall right there. Let me do it in a different way. Let me do it in a different way. Okay? Let me do it a different way. Sellers are here. Boom, 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 boom. Buyers are coming in. Bounce. How many think that's support resistance? And then this happens. And you're like, what? How did that happen? Because people are drawing through the charts from left side to right side. They're drawing a line from like 1960, cutting through all the candles and bringing it to today's date because it looks cool. Why? It's like, why? Does it make logical sense though? Will the price stop there? If you sell from there and you put your stop loss above, are you sure your stop loss is safe? So far, so good? Let me show you something cool. Let's go to the charts now. Let's go to the charts now. I'm going to show you something here. Okay. So there's this move going up. Let me open this up from the 4-hour chart. Ready? Just take you one time frame higher. Okay. I want to see everyone's chat here on the side. Okay, I put the chat open up. I want everyone to participate in this. You're going to have your aha moment in the next 60 seconds. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to draw a line on my chart. I want you to tell me if you agree that's a support and resistance or not. Number 1, support resistance. Number 2. Okay. I see 1 yes. Okay, 2 yeses also. Number 3. So far, so good? Okay, ready? I'm going to take you in this flip journey from the beginning until the end. Everything you've been here watching, staring at your screen that I've been teaching you in the last 32 minutes, I'm going to put it to the test right now. Here we go. Here we go. Watch carefully. On this move up, if I draw my volume profile and seeing in this move up, where is a lot of the action happening? Okay, this line, this high line is called point of control. Okay, and we're saying, where's a lot of the action happening? Remember, we're trying, if we go down, we don't want to go through the candles. So there's an action here. There's an action here. So far, so good. Volume shows there's high level activity in that area, right? That cluster there. There's high level activity in this area, that cluster there. Those of you guys who are saying, I need this tool, you guys all have this tool. It's on your trading view. It's called volume profile. It's called fixed range. Okay, let me show it to you where it is. Just click on indicators, and it's called fixed range under volume profile. Okay, this might not show up if you're not in a premium account or something like that. You know, below this video, I'll put down the link for TradingView. If you want to pick up a premium account, you can, and then you'll have this. It'll show up. Okay, so far so good. Okay, now here we go. Here we go. So there is support here. We don't see anything here, and there's support here. Right? So far, so good. There's also a support resistance there. Do you want to buy that? Why not? Everyone is saying no now. There's not one person saying yes. Everyone's saying no. Why not? Where did the buys begin in your eyes? When it was going down, it began here. So it went up. He pulls back. He goes up. He pulls back. He goes up. Pulls back. Goes up. Pulls back. Like, you really want to buy up there in the sky near the moon? That's not, you're not being cheap. I'm sorry. The word cheap in Forex is a good thing. You're not being cheap. Must be cheap, period. It's like, right. Your parents are going to love me. They're going to be like, man, just listen to this brown guy. We're going to be rich. Be cheap. You're like, I've been trying to tell my kid this for ages. He doesn't listen. All right. So far, so good. Let me take it a step back now. Here we go. That idea of if there was a line here like that, and we say there is a support equals resistance there, and we say that's less likely to happen. That's less likely to happen. I want to ask you something right now. Ready? Prior to the launch to go to the upside, the market was holding. He breaks out. How much does he break out? A little bit or a lot? A little bit, which means I don't know if it's going to be a trend. It might be a channel, correct? Look very carefully now. Look very, very carefully. Would you say anyone who sold here down in that area got wrong-footed? They sold incorrectly and they got trapped? So this area, we're waiting right here saying, that's my support resistance. We're going to buy. Come on, come on. We're going to buy. So far, so good? Now, does the buy come down here? Does a pullback come down there for you to buy? No, no one gets in. No one gets in. The prices start to rise. You're like, okay, we might be sitting here, but now tell me, with the range that broke out, and this is the movement it did, what are the chances of prices coming back to here? It's low. Now it's not going to happen. Now you must step up your game and saying, all right, I know this is the best price, but now he's broken above that much. Get me an SNR that's a bit higher. Not that high. Screw that one. Get me an SNR a bit higher. This one is less likely. Aha moments. Everything you just learned, they're all SNR drawings. Every single one of them. One is correct. So far, so good. Another example? Okay, I see many people saying one more time. Well, I'm not doing a magic show here, but I'm glad you guys are happy and this is making sense to you. Good, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. So you know it's not a magic show. It's actually logical. Just watch it closely, okay? Here we go. EURUSD maybe? Let's change the pairs a bit. Okay. Ready? So this is a messy chart, right? Messy chart. We're not going to look for a chart that's like, all right, let's find a chart that's so beautiful that it's going to be perfect for me to draw a line. No, let's choose a messy chart like this. All right. What would you say is the direction of this? Down or up? Aha. So some people are saying down, some people are saying up. Both are correct. Whoever's saying down because of that is correct. Maybe they see the down like that. They're correct. Whoever sees up, they're seeing this. They're also correct. So far, so good? Yes? Okay. Remember one thing. Remember the idea of the buy is happening. It's going up. He pulls back. It's going up. He pulls back. It's going up. He pulls back. He's going up one more time. What happened to those over-leveraged buyers? Trapped. Bring it to the side. Bring it in the future. Okay, because we have to, whenever we're going up, we don't want to cut through candles. We want to look to our left and saying, what are we dealing with? So we have a level up there and we're saying, I can see this buy, but I can also see this. As long as I stay away from that, my buys should be safe. Now the buys have begun from down here, I can see. Then they went up. They try to sell a little bit, and then they went up even more. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What happened to all these sellers down here who sold below this area? All trapped? Now, you're looking at a situation like this. Level up there, level down here, trend has gone up really fast over here. So if you were to imagine this as a range, how did we break the range? Strong or weak? Strong. If you're able to get this support resistance like that, because you're not using it through the candles. Remember that. You're not using through the candles. I'm not saying draw a line through the candles. It's because you know this whole section is trapped. Therefore, this comes to life. You're not going through the candles. Remember that. That's a difference there. So far, so good? Okay. If you get that and the buy runs, good. Would you say many people got on? Okay, if you say many people did not get on and the price is running away, do you want to buy up there? Do you want to buy close to him? No. You are saying, you know what? From here to here, he never came down. He never came down. Give me a discount and I'll think about it. Give me a discount and I'll think about it. So where is the discount going to come? Level, level, level. Multiple levels. It is not a Fibonacci number. It is not going through the candles to find a line that comes in from 1960. Okay. Okay, I'm not trying to draw beautiful lines like that. Does that make sense? You have a level here that held and rose from there, made new highs. Made new highs. You have a level here that held and made new highs. You can't go through from this wall to the left to start saying, let me read something. Let me figure something out. Because if you do it like that, draw a line anywhere, close your eyes, draw a line anywhere, you can justify it. Okay, that's a test. You guys can do this for homework. If you close your eyes, put a horizontal line anywhere, and then you zoom out, you'll see that line actually works. You can actually draw a line anywhere and you can justify it. It doesn't mean it's correct. You'll see it hold at certain points. Wherever you draw the line, at any point, it will hold. What you need is some line that is reliable. Okay, because support and resistance is not how do I draw support and resistance. Support resistance is which level can I put my money on and saying, let's do this. Does that make sense? All right. So the idea of those of you who saw the sell, correct. Those of you who saw the buy, also correct. But just stay away from those areas you know are dangerous. If the sell starts coming down now, like it is, would you say the buyers got killed in here? Right? Anyone who bought from whatever this support resistance is, they got killed. It's not working so well. It came down really, really hard. Okay. If this is your range, how strong is he coming down? Hard, but how much, if he closes right now, where it is, he hasn't done much. He's not far away from the range. So we don't know if it's going to be a channel. So if it's going to be a channel, see this buy that was artificial? Price might come to there and then resume. If this is the top, what is the best price to get in? Aha. Your eyes need to see a sell in this design. Your eyes need to see a buy in this design, not a buy in this design. If you look for buys in that design, chances are you're gonna be wrong-footed, because you're too late by the time that design shows up. Okay. All right. Looks like there's a problem with the recording. I don't think this webinar was recorded. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's recorded. I'll get it to all of you guys. Don't worry. All right. Okay. Okay. So the whole point is not to wait for the recording. You gotta focus. You gotta focus, right? You gotta focus as much as you can now. Recording is just a recap. It's just a recap. Okay. Now, would you guys agree SNR is something so simple, yet so misunderstood? Right? Did you know this is the same situation for everything in the market? The simplest things are actually very powerful, but misunderstood. And people say, oh, it's basics, basics, basics. Basics is where the money is. That's where the money is. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Another example. All right, let's do another example. There we go. Give me a pair. What do we have? So far, no pair yet. I see Euro USD. I'm on Euro USD. Okay, gold. Okay, I don't know why many people are saying gold. Let's open up gold. I guess this is hot today, so you guys want to talk about gold? All right, so what do we see about gold? Except everyone's eyeballs looking at this last candle. What do you know about gold? Is it an uptrend, downtrend? Forget the time frame. I'm just keeping whatever time frame's in front of me. Let's say for this time frame up there. What's the gold doing? That breaks down, pulls back, and starts coming down, right? Now, here we go. Very carefully. Uptrend or downtrend? Downtrend. Correct? When this was that range that you saw, how much of that range was broken? A little bit or a lot? Look at the size of that range. Look at the size of that break. Which one's bigger? It's almost the same, which means the break was not that strong. So we don't know if we're going to come back as an SNR to this level, or must we go to an SNR for these levels? Okay, remember, I can't go through the chart, so I cannot say this is the level exactly. Can't go through, can't go through. That's not it. Does that make sense so far? Okay, so what makes this valuable now? So we have an area here that we can sell from, but if you do not trust the break of this and saying that break is not that big, so he's going to come in deep. So come in deep to where? Well, let's find out where the buys can come to. Why this area? There's nothing to my left, but why that area? Is because there's logic to it. There's logic to it that that's the area he might slow down. That's the area he might slow down. Okay, now we're going to go very, very slowly. Ready? We're going to go very, very slowly. Here we go. The buy that comes up here, would you say at that time, half the world is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's a buy? Sorry if I'm saying, oh my God, oh my Krishna, oh my Buddha, whatever. Like, would you say half the world is saying, ah, it's a buy, right? Because they see a full speed, so they're gonna do that. They're gonna follow it. So far, so good? Okay. Sellers who are selling down in these areas, wrong-footed. Okay. Don't forget that. The strongest area of support resistance is this level and this level. Do not forget that. So when prices come up and you want to do a sell, you want to be aware that this is a dangerous spot. This steps in and saying, you're going to have support right there where you're going to have to close your trade and see what happens. Once it reaches that area, can you tell me what can the buy do? What do the buyers have? Nothing. They've weakened. The sells can now resume. The sells can now resume because we are continuing this overall flow of this is the best price up here. The sells have started. But when he comes here, we have a temporary stopping point. There's no buyers at all. It's just a temporary stopping point. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, do you see me drawing a line going through this area saying I'm doing this line because it comes from this and that line going to there and therefore there? We're not doing that, right? I'm trying to tell you, look at these areas. These are high probability areas where you're going to have issues. So whoever's selling the over leveraged guy at the end is killed. That one and that one. Because look at the way it runs away after that. Ooh, I hope they had a stop loss. If not, they're holding on for their dear life. What happens if someone's holding on for their dear life here and no stop loss? What will they do when the price comes back? They're going to try and exit. That causes a temporary reaction in the market because a lot of people are trying to get out. That causes the little bounce in that area. But are people activating the buys? Nope. Nope. Sells continue. You don't believe me? Take a look at this. You chose this pair. This time frame was there. We took at that time frame. Take a look here. Okay. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Here we go. You see that sell I have up there? I'm worried about this area where the last seller who was coming down got wrong-footed. So instead of holding on to my sells, I got out, made money. Once I saw the buyers got nothing, I re-entered for the sells, took it all the way down, exit here. I know in the back of my mind, it's a seller's market, seller's market, seller's market. But I'm also aware of where is my levels that are dangerous? Where is my levels that have meaning to them? Where are my levels that can cause me problems? Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so putting our money where our mouth is kind of thing, right? Is this a trade that you guys chose on gold? I'm just showing you how it fits in with what I did just earlier in the webinar. Okay, this time frame is, what time frame is this? 60? 60 up here, I think. I think that's 60. I can't see it. Yeah, 15, sorry. Okay, so this particular trade, all in all, ran me $5,800. Okay, all right. So quiz time, really quick. Want to check with your guys' knowledge here. Okay, ready? I'm going to test your knowledge. Just think about this. So if the market moves, can I draw a line anywhere? Okay, as you guys saw in the earlier podcast that we were doing, can I just draw a line anywhere and saying, okay, cool, you know, we're going to make some money off of this line? The answer is you can draw a line anywhere, but it has no value. Has no value. Okay? But when you draw a line that has purpose and reason behind it, which one is the best? The early ones or the late ones? The earlier, the better. The later you're going, you are asking for it. You will become the over-leveraged sucker. Don't be that over-leveraged, greedy sucker at the end, because we take advantage of that. That over-leveraged guy that's all the way at the top, he gets killed. The whole market comes out there and he eats them alive. It's not that people are, the big boy or Wall Street is trying to squeeze him and kill him. No, it's just the way of the world. That's how it works. Those who do not know gets crushed by those who do know. And now you know. So be better, be smarter. Do not just go in there saying, I deserve to make money from this even without having any knowledge. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. You know, I was born in this country, so I deserve to make money. Don't be that guy. Work for it. Get smarter. Get better. And pave your way through. Pave your way through. Okay? So, how many of you guys can, in this webinar, tell me, in the 60 minutes that we were together, you have learned more about support and resistance than ever before? Right? The whole thing was recorded, so you guys can watch it as many times, quote me, and also tell me, hey, Navin, last time you talked about this, but how come not this? Quote me. I'm not going to change the way I talk about it. It's something I do with my read over and over again. I don't change it as per the design. I'm like, now I'm going to change it to this thing. No, you have to read the market, not draw the line. Okay. Having that said, how many of you guys in this room are actually part of our membership from the Mastering Price Action student, actually? Okay, let me see it here. How many of you guys are actually students here? There's 942 people in here. How many of you guys are students? Okay. Wow. Okay, so let me see this here. Give me a minute. I'll share the results with you guys. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Gonna get it up to 70% votes. Almost. There we go, 70% votes. Cool. There you go. All right, so 72% of you guys in this room, okay, 481 of you guys are actually already students. Cool. Those of you guys who are not students and you want to learn how to do things right, you want to start your career in the right path, then I have something that I've developed called the Mastering Price Action 2.0. Okay, this is a 8-week-long program that I've developed over the years with a step-by-step routine, week after week. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly what to do, how to look at the markets, how to understand what you need to be doing, how do you enter, how do you exit. We even have private webinars like this, but only for students, where we go in and we go deep into all the materials and make sure there's no holes in your knowledge. But apart from that, every single day, examples will also come out. Okay, you get examples every single day that comes out where you can, whatever you learned in that week, you can test your knowledge. You can test your knowledge and seeing, hey, did what I understood, is it correct? It's happening in the markets right now. Here's the example that was given to me. I can see it on EURUSD or pound dollar, whatever. And it will be applicable. So you will learn faster and better. And then towards the end of your education there, during your 8 weeks, we'll get onto a webinar and make sure we iron out all the details. Okay, iron out all the details. For those of you guys who have been in those webinars where we iron out all the details, do you guys like it? You guys had aha moments in that? Good, good. I'm glad to hear. I'm really glad that 70% of you guys in this room are actually students. Okay, that says a lot. That says a lot. You know, we have good retention. You guys are happy to come back over and over again. I'm really happy for that. Really happy for that. So for those of you guys who want to pick up the Mastering Price Action 2.0, we have the whole thing. It is priced very, very reasonable. We are the cheapest in the industry for high level, high quality of education. You've seen the numbers. You've seen my trades. You've seen the numbers we go through. The price is at $149. It is a bargain. It is a bargain. But for this specific webinar, we're going to take off additional 30 bucks for it. Okay, which means you can be cheap. You can get it at a decent price. The website to pick it up is www.urbanforex.com/webinar. urbanforex.com/webinar. I'll type it in for you guys. There you go. It'll show up on your screens there. Okay. So if you want to pick it up, you can. You'll pick it up for a decent price. I'll see you guys inside the course. A lot of you guys are already in the course, so we'll see you guys as you develop your careers. But I really hope today's SNR lessons really hit the nail on the coffin, saying, all right, I got it. SNR is not just a simple line. It is not just a simple line. There's more to support and resistance. Thank you, all of you guys who are actually in this room recommending the Mastering Price Action 2.0, but unfortunately, the other people cannot see your messages. But I really appreciate it. Thank you for that. We have the reviews on our site anyways, so people can refer to that. But all right, so if you have any questions or concerns, me and my team, as you've just met earlier, we're available pretty much 24/7 around the clock. You can always email us, info@urbanforex.com. Either me or any one of my teammates will assist you very quickly, as quick as possible. And we're available 24/7, basically. We have people around the clock in different parts of the world on standby. So if you have any questions or concerns, we'll be happy to assist you. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming in. I look forward to seeing you inside the Mastering Price Action 2.0. Cheers, guys. Until next time. Bye for now.